expected to arrive, the Prime Minister of Armenia, right down this driveway where the president will greet him right there at the door. To the left of me, and they will have a bilateral meeting, and then the president of Azerbaijan will arrive. Again, a lot of pomp and circumstance that happens here on the White House driveway, where it will be pretty interesting. If we have a live show going on, I think it would be interesting for you guys to see the way that the 50 Marines, Army men, Navy soldiers, and Coast Guard, and all the various branches of the military will line up with flags of each of the 50 states here on the driveway to welcome any type of foreign leader that comes to meet with President Trump. And then at the end of the driveway, President Trump will be waiting to shake hands with the leader of whatever country they're coming from, whether it be Russia or, as today, Azerbaijan and Armenia. And then they will proceed into the Oval Office, where they will have talks and more than likely be signing what they are calling a memorandum of understanding, which is not yet a peace deal, but this is working towards a peace deal between these two nations that have been rivals and pretty much on the brink of war for a very long time now. President Trump ran on being a peace president and a mediator, so hoping that the president can make some ground when it comes to peace between these two countries, as well as a new corridor. This new corridor is called the Trump Route for International Peace and Prosperity, or TRIP, and this new corridor will cut through southern Armenia to link mainland Azerbaijan with its landlocked Nakhchivan enclave, and from there into Turkey. So basically, this will be a route connecting Central Asia to Europe without having to pass through Russia or Iran. Obviously, this would be huge for the United States, to be quite honest. Critics, though, are warning that this could threaten Armenia's sovereignty because there will be obviously a trade route going through Armenia that will be an international sort of trade route where Azerbaijan will have some control. As you know or may not know, Armenia is a Christian nation, and there has been persecution of Christians there for a long time now. Really a landlocked Christian nation surrounded by Muslim countries. So you could expect that there will be some persecution, sadly, of Christians there. And this has been going on for a very long time now. Now, Armenia and Azerbaijan are former countries of the USSR. And, ever since the USSR dissolved, they have been sovereign nations and constantly having issues with each other. So hopefully today, President Trump will be able to get these two men, the prime minister and the president of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, and Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan, to shake hands, look each other in the eye, and commit to a peace deal. No one's really been able to do it yet. I believe that Putin and other leaders in the Middle East have been trying for a very long time now to get these two guys to come to some sort of resolution, but unfortunately, no one has been able to do it yet. This is obviously a territorial conflict because they are fighting over territories, but also Armenia is saying it is also a religious conflict because they believe that Christians are being persecuted there. So that is what is happening today at the White House. It's actually an action-packed day. I'll give you a quick rundown of the schedule before we get into some really exciting news about Letitia James possibly going to jail. Finally, Letitia James, the Attorney General of New York, the alleged criminal now being investigated by a grand jury by the Department of Justice. But let me tell you really quick. 2:30, the president today, and obviously this will be all over the news, especially here at Lindell TV, so stay tuned. We'll greet the Prime Minister of Armenia, the Republic of Armenia, the oldest Christian country in the world. Literally 301 AD is when they were declared a Christian nation, even before Rome. 2:35, the president will then proceed into the White House to participate in a bilateral meeting with the Prime Minister of Armenia. And that will be open to the White House press pool. So reporters will be able to ask questions of both men, both the President of the United States and the Prime Minister of Armenia, and that will be in the Oval Office. 3:05, the president participates in a bilateral signing with the Prime Minister of Armenia, the Republic of Armenia. That will be in the cabinet room. That will be closed press as of right now. So no press will be there to get some optics for you guys. At 3:10, the president greets, and he will come out and he will greet right here, right behind me, the president of the Republic of Azerbaijan. There will be a stakeout location right off camera behind me where the press will be lined up to get those iconic photos of the president greeting, the world leaders, in this case, the president of Azerbaijan, right in front of the doors leading into the Oval Office, which they will then proceed at 3:15. Again, the White House press pool will be welcomed in there to ask questions of the president and the Azerbaijan leader. So that should be interesting as well. Proceeding again, this is an action-packed day for the president, who will then participate in a bilateral signing with the president of Azerbaijan. Again, that one will be closed to the press. So I think he's going to kind of sweeten up both guys before they all finally meet. This should be interesting because I'm going to be paying attention to the body language of the president of Azerbaijan and the prime minister of Armenia, because these guys are like obvious, notorious rivals. They've been at it for a long time now, and no one's really been able to get these guys to agree to a peace deal. So generally, in pictures I've seen of them, they stand far apart. They really don't have, I don't think any love for each other right now. So we'll see if President Trump is able to heal that. Should be very interesting at 4:15 when the president participates in that trilateral signing. Guys, keep an eye out for this. This is going to be open to the press pool, so we will get optics out of there. We will be able to see how the president of Armenia and the prime minister of Azerbaijan are, reacting to each other after their talks with President Trump, which will happen, earlier in the day. So will they be excited to sign this preliminary peace agreement in this trilateral signing, again, with this prime minister and president of Azerbaijan, all happening today at 4:15 p.m. 4:15 p.m. Stay tuned for that here on Lindell TV, where we will bring you that and so much more. And, my favorite topic, as you guys possibly all know, well, I love talking about geopolitics and the president and the great job he's doing when it comes to taking a shot at world peace. It's not easy. Unfortunately, humans, were just animals a lot of the time. It's very sad. I mean, there's been wars since the beginning of time, but I think as civilization progresses, we should really try to stop killing each other. And I think that President Trump agrees. He's saying that Putin might come next week, which would be really exciting to be here at the White House when Putin of Russia visits. That would be a huge, huge thing, I think, if that happens next week. As early as next week, the White House is saying President Putin of Russia will possibly be here to speak with President Trump and talk about those peace deals and those ceasefires that so many people just want. Everybody's sick and tired of that war. We're sick and tired of the killing. And to be quite honest, we're sick and tired of Zelensky demanding more of our taxpayer dollars to fund this war, which should have ended a very long time ago. Justin, Department of Justice launches grand jury investigation into Letitia James. This is really, really exciting news. Well, I'm excited about a peace deal between Azerbaijan and Armenia. I possibly am just as excited about this investigation into alleged criminal. Now, Letitia James, the Justice Department. Now, this is on the Gateway Pundit. Right now, go on your computer and go on the Gateway Pundit, because they are a great news site, a friend of Lindell TV, and obviously follow us at Lindell TV as well. Two of the greatest news organizations, which is why I work for both of them, truly bringing you in my opinion, least biased news, tells the truth, doesn't hold back any punches. So Justin at the Gateway Pundit, and this was at 11 a.m. today, Eastern Standard Time, or actually rather that's Central Time on the Gateway Pundit. The Justice Department has launched a grand jury investigation into New York Attorney General Letitia James. According to Fox News, Letitia James has been subpoenaed in an investigation focused on possible deprivation of rights allegations related to her civil fraud suit against President Trump. Fox News reported the Department of Justice convenes a grand jury to investigate New York Attorney General Letitia James, marking an escalation in President Trump's fight with New York's top prosecutor. The investigation is being run out of Albany, New York, and focuses on possible deprivation of rights allegations. Two well-placed sources familiar with the probe told Fox News Digital. The investigation into Letitia James is in an early stage, But Fox News Digital has learned that James' office received subpoenas for documents this week, including for information related to her civil fraud lawsuit against President Donald Trump. James, a Democrat who was elected somehow Attorney General in 2018 of the state of New York, has long been a target of Trump. James successfully brought civil charges against him for business fraud in 2022 and has had an instrumental role in challenging his current administration's executive actions in court. Letitia James is under criminal investigation for deprivation of rights after she targeted President Trump for political purposes. And this was all breaking news today. Exciting news. So let's check out what the other fake now, like I said, Gateway Pundit, in my opinion, is real news. We're excited to, everybody, if you go on X, has seen those wonderful AI memes of Letitia James in a jumpsuit behind bars. She literally, in my opinion, obstructed justice and abused her authority as Attorney General and politically persecuted President Trump. We were all at those trials in New York. So I think this has obviously been coming to Letitia James. It's only a matter of time, I think, before she is ultimately indicted by this grand jury. Let's see. Did they say that the grand jury was in New York? I'm assuming it would be in New York, but there's a chance it would be in DC because this is federal. But, New York is more fair than people think, in my opinion. DC is absolutely a lost cause when it comes to, I believe, jury pools. But New York, believe it or not, isn't as blue and psychotic as many people believe. There are some common sense people in New York that could make up this grand jury to hopefully indict Letitia James. I know that Roger Stone must be excited about this. Letitia James grand jury. I'm going to just put this into a search here on my computer in front of me and see what, obviously Fox News is reporting on this, but I'm curious as to what the likes of NPR has to say. Well, NPR is going to try to be phony and balanced as they're fighting to get their funding back. Why? Let's see. Let's see MSNBC. I'll put an MSNBC. Worse than CNN is MSNBC. They are not normal. So I put in MSNBC, and it doesn't even look like they're reporting. Well, MSN, NBC. Let's go to NBC News. The Department of Justice opens investigation into New York Attorney General's office that brought fraud case against Trump. So they're already trying to, you see what they're doing there in their headline? They can never just be unbiased. So what they're doing there is they're trying to automatically say that this is revenge by that crafty headline that at NBC, who, by the way, I used to work for when I was a trainer on The Biggest Loser. NBC, DOJ opens investigation into New York AG's office that brought fraud case against Trump. Now, they're already trying to insinuate with that headline, which is very deceptive, that this is sort of revenge for Trump. Federal prosecutors, the U.S. Attorney's Office of the Northern District of New York, are in the early stages of a probe into Letitia James' office. Sources tell NBC News. I'm just skimming this article. Let's skim. It's not immediately clear how far along the Department of Justice investigation to James' office is and what evidence, if any, of course they have to put in the if any, fake news, the Justice Department has gathered in the probe. I'm not even going to bother reading. It's probably a waste of brain cells to read this article. But basically, it's implying in a crafty way because, MSNBC and NBC do that. They're biased, but they try to appear to be news, but they're really not. That somehow this is some sort of revenge on the part of Donald Trump. I prepared a fun little indictment. If the grand jury does indeed find Letitia James, if there to be probable cause to arrest Letitia James, mugshot Letitia James, put Letitia James hopefully behind bars where a lot of Americans believe she belongs. The infamous, nefarious Attorney General of the state of New York. So this is, again, I like to write these mock indictments of people that I believe that the Department of Justice should be going after and now are, by the way. This is what a possible indictment might look like if this grand jury does find the probable cause to arrest and indict Letitia James. United States District Court for the Southern District of New York versus the United States of America versus Letitia James, defendant, criminal indictment. The grand jury charges count 1, deprivation of rights under color of law, 18 U.S. Code 242, from in or around January 2019 through in or about March 2025 within the Southern District of New York and elsewhere. The defendant, Letitia James, while acting under color of law as the Attorney General of the state of New York, did willfully deprive persons, including Donald J. Trump and his supporters, I might add, members of the Trump Organization and officers of the National Rifle Association, of rights secured and protected by the Constitution and laws of the United States. Specifically, the right to due process of law, the right to equal protection under the law, and the right to be free from selective prosecution based on political viewpoint. In furtherance of this scheme, the defendant and more than likely her co-conspirators initiated and advanced civil enforcement actions without probable cause, made public statements evidencing bias, and used the machinery of her office to punish political opponents. Count 2 against Letitia James, conspiracy against right, 18 U.S. Code 241. From in or about January 2019 through in or about March of 2025, the defendant, Letitia James, together with known and unknown co-conspirators, did knowingly and willfully conspire to injure, oppress, threaten, and intimidate persons in the free exercise and enjoyment of rights and privileges secured by the Constitution and the laws of the United States, including the First Amendment right to freedom of speech and political association. Overt acts in furtherance of the conspiracy included, and this is the indictment that we prepared, maybe I'll send this to the Department of Justice to help them out, against Letitia James. 1, coordinating with allied advocacy groups to target the National Rifle Association's leadership based on political positions. 2, making prejudicial statements on public platforms prior to initiating enforcement actions. We all saw her do that. 3, directing subordinates to investigate targets absent credible legal practice. A lot of counts here. Wow, there's 4 counts that we wrote out. Count 3, honest services wire fraud, 18 U.S. Code 1343, 1346. The defendant, Letitia James, did knowingly devise and intend to devise a scheme to deprive the citizens of New York of their intangible rights to her honest services as Attorney General. This is really a crime, in my opinion, by using the powers of her office to advance personal political ambitions and retaliate against perceived opponents, transmitting and causing to be transmitted writings, signals, and sounds by means of wire communication in interstate commerce, including press releases, court filings, and public interviews. Count 4, mortgage fraud, 18 U.S. Code 1014, in or about 2022 within the Southern District of New York. The defendant, Letitia James, knowingly made false statements to a federally insured financial institution in connection with applications for mortgage loans secured by properties in New York and Virginia, including misrepresentations about income, debt obligations, and occupancy status, for the purpose of influencing the institution's actions on such loans. Forfeiture allegation. Upon conviction of the offenses alleged in count 1 through 4, the defendant shall forfeit to the United States, pursuant to 18 U.S. Code 981 and 982, all property constituting or derived from proceeds traceable to said offenses. This is a true bill. United States Attorney General would hopefully sign there. So this is an indictment that it's sort of like a a dream indictment against Letitia James. I don't think it's much of a dream, though. I think that the grand jury will find probable cause. They will find reason to indict Letitia James for all of these crimes and possibly more. So this is just basically the things that we believe, and that many legal experts that I have talked to believe that will be included on that criminal indictment of Letitia James once the grand jury votes on whether or not to indict her. This was announced today, so this is good news because nobody is above the law, as Democrats like to say, and that includes the Attorney General, who clearly was abusing her power. This is what they're looking into, that she was conspiring against the rights of the American people, that she was depriving citizens of their rights under color of law, and all of these things. So Letitia James, and also I'm going to do a really, from what I understand, Adam Schiff is also being investigated as well for mortgage fraud. Adam Schiff, of course, as you know, was pardoned by the auto pen, for his actions, I believe, related to, the criminal actions with the fake J6 subcommittee or committee that they had, basically the kangaroo Congress court that Adam Schiff was a part of. He was pardoned for that, but he was not pardoned, obviously, for mortgage fraud. So, obviously, a few days ago, it was announced that Adam Schiff is under criminal investigation for mortgage fraud. Hopefully, he will be indicted. Maybe he could be, cellmates with Letitia James. This is what the administration told reporters a few days ago. And Fox News host Laura Ingraham actually broke that news this past Tuesday night, saying that the source said a criminal investigation is being conducted by the U.S. Attorney's Office in Maryland. Hopefully, he'll have to turn over all of those illegally obtained properties that he got through this mortgage fraud. His office has not immediately responded to Fox News, the article that I'm writing from. They must have requested comment for the matter. So interesting to see all of these people finally being investigated. The shame of it all is the biggest crimes, in my opinion, that people should be indicted for. And, you don't have to really go after Schiff, Nancy Pelosi, Liz Cheney, and others for the January 6th Unselect Committee. They committed crimes against humanity, crimes against the United States like nobody could ever imagine. I was really up to speed and educated when it came to the January 6th fake committee that they had, and how they basically obstructed evidence. They tampered with evidence. They lied to the American people. They basically painted people as guilty before they even had criminal trials. People like the Proud Boys, people like the Oath Keepers, people like anybody that was at January 6th. And these people obviously should be held accountable for their crimes. And Joe Biden knew that. He knew they committed crimes. Rather, the auto pen knew that. And they were all pardoned. So who isn't pardoned is all of their staffers, obviously. Who isn't pardoned is that horrible woman that testified. I don't remember her name, but she's the one that was colluding with the likes of neocon, war pig, Liz Cheney. She was at one point a Trump staffer. Then she literally got on the kangaroo court stand, and it was found that she lied multiple times. She's not pardoned. A lot of people are not pardoned. So if they can't go after these Congress people, go after the staffers and the people that were assisting in this fraud against the American people. And then maybe in the discovery process, at least in the very least, we could get to the bottom of it and prove once and for all what a sham committee that was, and how those members of Congress committed so many crimes. Maybe there could even be civil lawsuits against the likes of Liz Cheney because she received a pardon. And maybe, down the line, and I don't know if this is possible, this administration has so much on its hands, that could be challenged. Those auto pen pardons can finally be challenged, and the pardons of Liz Cheney stripped, the pardons of Adam Schiff stripped, the pardons of Dr. Fauci, quote unquote, I say doctor with quotes and a lowercase d, literally stripped, and all of these criminals that Joe Biden knew he had to protect, this criminal enterprise, which was the people around him in his administration and the people that were doing the Biden of the administration, they were all pardoned, unfortunately. But obviously, we know that, those pardons are questionable and they may not hold up in a court of law. I guess it's just up to this administration to challenge those pardons or not, or in the very least, investigate how those pardons happened. If Joe Biden wasn't even aware that these pardons were happening, and that could be proven that somebody in his administration went ahead and signed these pardons and used an auto pen, and Joe Biden was sitting somewhere drooling in a basement. Literally, those pardons are not, they're not legit. They're void under the Constitution of the United States. So it will take a lot of work to prove that, but I don't think that much work, because the files are all here in Washington, D.C. somewhere, unless they were tampered with and destroyed, as to who really issued those pardons. We all know it was not Joe Biden. We have a little bit of time left. Let's see what else is breaking in the news. Again, like I mentioned, President Trump, can you pull that up a little? My head is. President Trump was is meeting today with the president of Armenia and Azerbaijan, and some really interesting stuff should come out of there. I think a lot of cool sound bites are going to come out of these meetings with the president and with these two world leaders. A lot of press will be in there today. Foreign press, a lot of foreign press. It's always cool to be here at the White House and hanging with the foreign press from these various countries when their leaders come into town. Oh, you know what? Pam Bondi, this is happening now, appoints Ed Martin, a J6 hero who fought for the J6ers, as special prosecutor to investigate Adam Schiff and Letitia James over allegations specifically of the mortgage fraud. So Ed Martin, a great guy, a really great guy, was just appointed by Pam Bondi as special prosecutor to investigate these two criminals, alleged criminals. We talked about this earlier. Schiff under investigation for mortgage fraud, and obviously Letitia James as well. So a very good attorney, better than average here in DC, is Ed Martin. I run into him often. He, like I said, fought really hard for the J6ers. I think he has the right idea. So I think that is a good appointment. He's the right person to go after Letitia James and Adam Schiff over these allegations of mortgage fraud, which I'm certain will result in an indictment. I mean, you know how many American citizens get literally in trouble, indicted, or have to pay fines or go to jail for things similar to this, like mortgage fraud or lying on an application. Why in God's planet is Adam Schiff and Letitia James above the law? And it's even worse what they did, because they're politicians. They hold high office, and therefore, in my opinion, should be held to a higher standard, because they're able to abuse things more so, because they have access to resources the American people do not have access to. We have a couple more minutes left. There was I'm scrolling through the Gateway Pundit right now, which I suggest everybody take a look at and subscribe. The President Trump secretly signs directive ordering Pentagon to begin unleashing military force against foreign drug cartels. So President Trump, again, obviously the drug cartels kill so many Americans with fentanyl. Fentanyl killed over 300,000 Americans last year, including some friends of mine, sadly, from New York. 1, 2, 3, 4 friends so far dead. Good friends. These aren't even just associates I'm talking about. I'm talking about people I literally love. Specifically, I'm not going to say these people's names, but I know people who died from fentanyl poisoning, and this was not intentionally done in New York, that were very close to me, and it breaks my heart to talk about it, to think about it. But these cartels are obviously murdering Americans. Now President Trump is upping the ante against these terrorist drug cartels who have been poisoning Americans and endangering its citizens for decades in an unprecedented fashion. This is literally a war these cartels have waged against the United States, and they should be treated as such. I'm not a warmonger. I am not a neocon. I don't actually like wars. But when you have Mexican cartels shipping fentanyl across borders and killing people in my neighborhood, people that I know and I love, people that I've spent time with, I have a serious problem with that. And I'm really not against actually declaring war on these cartels, for lack of a better way of putting it. It was reported that Trump secretly signed a directive ordering the Pentagon to start using military force against certain Latin American drug cartels. And that order provides an official basis for the possibility of direct military operations at sea and on foreign soil against cartels. That means U.S. troops could find themselves in countries like Mexico battling the Sinaloa cartel, for example. As you know, President Trump has floated the possibility of sending the most powerful fighting force on the planet right into the home turf of the foreign drug lords. The president also previously offered to send troops to Mexico to fight the notorious cartels. I believe he's offered the president of Mexico help with that, and she should take that help, because I feel bad for the regular Mexican people that are being terrorized by these horrific cartels. So we have a couple minutes left. And there's just so much news today. We're gonna go into the Mike Lindell show shortly at 2 p.m. and then Christy Lee. And obviously, if you're not subscribed to Lindell TV, make sure you do so, and make sure you also go on mypillow.com and get some pillows and some sheets. Mike Lindell sent me the Giza Dream sheets. I have to put them on my bed. I literally just got back. I actually was in New York last week for a family funeral. So I brought the sheets back with me, and I put my hand sort of into the packaging and felt them, and they're so soft. Like, they really, really do live up to what I've heard, which is that they feel like cotton, like you've never felt before. So I definitely suggest you go on go on mypillow.com and order Giza Dream sheets and order a pillow. I myself like to sleep on a pillow that is not too fluffy, because I have a bad neck. So if I sleep on a really fluffy pillow, it kind of pushes my head up too much. So there's different variations of the pillows, obviously, on mypillow.com, where you can get a more flat pillow, a more fluffy pillow, depending on your preference. So I ordered the pillow that's a little less fluffy. So, because believe it or not, I don't like fluffy pillows. I like flat pillows because of my injuries as a boxer to my Atlas and Axis, which are the two discs in the back of my head on my neck. So go on mypillow.com, order some of those pillows, dream sheets. And I'd also suggest, and I haven't gotten a pair yet, but I do want a pair of the slippers, the moccasins. They remind me of my childhood. I had a best friend who actually wore moccasins and slippers. She was Native American, and her mother loved to, give moccasins to her and me as gifts as children. So I'm going to order a pair of those as well, and so should you. Please keep tuned in to Lindell TV as the day progresses, as those really historical peace talks between Armenia, Azerbaijan, and President Trump are conducted here at the White House. There's a lot of people gathering outside the gates now. I think at 2:30, the Armenian prime minister will be arriving, coming down this driveway, and be obviously welcomed by President Trump and a lot of members of the media. So we will be here covering all the news, and I will see you in a little while. And right now, we're going to throw to Mike Lindell, a very special interview, and I have to make sure that I have, let me grab I don't want to tell you guys the wrong thing, but Mike Lindell, obviously, an American hero. Every time Mike Lindell is here in Washington, D.C., people from Democrat to Republican come up to him and thank him for his service to this country. So it is always an honor to get to walk around the streets with Mike Lindell, where he's recognized basically everywhere. We're going to throw to an interview that Mike Lindell did with a very special sponsor right after this commercial break.
With everybody talking about making America healthy again, I thought today'd be a great day to talk to all my fellow patriots about the importance of making your homes healthy again. Well, we have proudly partnered with airwaterhealing.com and their revolutionary whole home air purification system. The V3 from Air Water Healing does 3,000 square feet of purification. It eliminates dust, mold, viruses, and odors. But here's the part I love. They require no filters to ever be changed and virtually no maintenance. Whether you suffer from asthma, allergies, seasonal bronchitis, or just want to protect your family from the flu or even greater threats, don't wait to get your V3 from airwaterhealing.com today. Use code Lindell for 20% off in savings and free shipping. That's promo code Lindell at airwaterhealing.com. Whether it's being a weekend warrior or spending time with your family, feeling your best is the key to doing the things you love. That's why I'm excited to tell you about Nirvanta. It's a natural solution designed to help you stay active and live well naturally. Nirvanta is a topical blend of all natural essential oils like frankincense, myrrh, and a proprietary gold standard plant stock extract. It's perfect for your hands, feet, knees, back, or anywhere else that needs a little extra care. Use Nirvanta proactively as part of your daily maintenance routine, and you're guaranteed you're going to feel the difference. Simply massage Nirvanta in for at least 60 seconds, 2 to 3 times a day to get the best results. And if you're not completely satisfied, you get your money back. No questions asked. There's simply no risk and no reason not to try Nirvanta today. Right now, you get 15% off with code Lindell exclusively at nirvantahealth.com. So stop reaching out for that medicine cabinet. Get Nirvanta instead and experience the difference. Go to nirvantahealth.com. Use code Lindell to get 15% off today. Nirvanta Health. Live well naturally. Let's face it, you can't trust Big Pharma. They've already tried to block ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, and raise prices on everything from antibiotics to your daily meds. Well, there's good news. All Family Pharmacy is standing up for medical freedom and helping people get the treatments they actually want. My family and I use them all the time. They made it easy and affordable without the runaround. While other pharmacies are jacking up prices, they've actually dropped theirs. Ivermectin now starts at just $2 a capsule. Use my promo code Lindell10, you get an extra 10% off of that. You need ivermectin, antibiotics, or methylene blue, you name it, they've got it. They make it simple. You fill out a short online form, a licensed doctor reviews it, and your meds ship fast right to your front door. If you want to be prepared and have your medications on hand, this is your new pharmacy. Visit allfamilypharmacy.com/Lindell. Promo code Lindell10 saves you even more. That's allfamilypharmacy.com/Lindell. Promo code Lindell10. Swollen limbs, joint pain, inflammation, skin aging, and cognitive decline. These are just a few of the awful side effects that you can experience due to poor blood circulation. And popping ibuprofen is not a solution to the pain. It's only temporary relief, and it's only masking the true problem, which is inflammation. Researchers are saying to add this Antarctic super nutrient to your diet. I'm talking about omega-3 fatty acids, but not just any form of omegas. These particular omega-3 fatty acids are sourced from wild-caught krill. Has been shown to support healthy blood pressure, circulation, brain health, as well as reduce inflammation, swelling, and joint pain. For a limited time, you can grab Native Path Antarctic Krill Oil for up to 66% off plus free shipping. Just go to getkrill.com/Lindell right now to get your special offer. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Lindell TV. And today we have with us Michael Kunzler, the co-founder of All Family Pharmacy, family-owned and operated, right, Michael?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you, and you guys just saved me. We're going to get into what you have, and I know everybody knows I was just in a big trial in Colorado, and I wasn't feeling well, and you guys saved me, and I want to thank you for that. Get right out of the gate. And you guys, I don't get you all know I don't get behind anything unless I 100% am all in and believe in it, and I really believe in what you guys are doing, and so why don't we get into it? We're going to leave the website up the whole time here. We're talking, everybody, so you too can get involved and take advantage of this great family-owned pharmacy, All Family Pharmacy. So why don't you tell us, Michael, when you got started and what it is and why you why you got into this great business and helping people.
Sure. So we got this pharmacy right at the end of 2019, early 2020. Just so happened that the pandemic hit right as we got all of our regulation, all of our licensing set up for it. And we ended up getting in touch a little bit later that year with a company called America's Frontline Doctors. And they said, hey, are you a pharmacy who ships? And we're like, yes, we do. We're licensed in, X amount of states. Are you willing to sell ivermectin for us? Said, absolutely. We'll sell whatever you want as long as people want the drug. I mean, to us, we thought that was the norm, right? That's how we grew up. Whatever as an American, you have the freedom to choose what you need. And so we started dispensing for this telemedicine company, which was on all over Fox News, all over, all the platforms, whether it was good or bad. We dispensed the medication, ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, antibiotics, inhalers, you name it, anything somebody would need for COVID. And it became a huge success. And they started calling us, and they're like, well, you're the only pharmacy that answers the phone. You're the only one that I can talk to a pharmacist. You're the only one that'll help me get another prescription. None of these other pharmacies want to help me. What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. So my partner and I sat down and like, why don't we just bring a doctor on board? We can get them the prescription, we can dispense the medication, and we can do it in 2 to 6 days or less. If we're not busy, we were doing it in 2 to 3 days. If we're busy, it could extend up to 6 days. And we did that. We built a business because other people didn't want to help Americans. So we stepped up, we created All Family Pharmacy, and now here we are promoting on the Mike Lindell TV. So it's been a huge success, and we're proud of the company. We're proud to be where we are.
Well, I'm going to ask you a few questions that they gave me for you with our people that tune into Lindell TV. But I'll tell you, everybody, I want to interject a commercial within this. These guys are the real deal, and it's real. It helped me. I mean, what timing? You talk about perfect timing. When I was out there in Colorado, one of the most important trials for the country, I believe, and I got well real fast, and they the other thing too is I really believe in your company. What perfect timing for you guys when the virus came and you had everything in place. I mean that's like divine appointment there. I mean that's amazing. And so now where we're sitting now, and now we all know what ivermectin and all these other things can actually do. I think we knew it then. They just tried to suppress it. I was very much involved in. I had other things going on with when the virus came in, and I had something that actually worked, and they just suppressed me and attacked me. And did you guys go through all that too, or were you able, because you were out ahead of it? Were you able to? Was there any problems back then, or did they come after you at the frontline doctors like we know they all did, just trying to stop this from this great stuff from coming out?
Yeah, we faced a lot of pressure. The pressure could come from regulators. The pressure could come from numerous sources, doctors. It could even be family members. We've had family members call social services on other family members because they wanted ivermectin, and whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, we're here to take care of Americans and Americans only. We're a licensed pharmacy, we're a licensed medical provider, and that's what our duty is as an American pharmacy. So we're always going to have pressure, and the pressure could be in numerous amounts of ways. We actually had to close one of our pharmacies in the past because of pressure with America's Frontline Doctors. And it was kind of sad to watch and see it unfold. But, we're in the great state of Florida where we've always been. And this state protects us. They've always protected us. Governor DeSantis protected us during COVID. He didn't let us shut our doors. He kept us open. He gave us the ability to operate, and we did it. We did it through all the variants of COVID when people were forced to shut their doors, and we were able to stay open. So that was great.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm reading some of these questions here. The problems that you talk about, insurance companies that own their pharmacies. Is that a problem? I mean, how does insurance work with you guys? Follow us through. I mean, but I see some of these questions here that why are insurance companies even allowed to own pharmacies in the first place? Isn't that kind of conflict of interest?
It's a big conflict of interest, and it's something that the American does not know. CVS, your local pharmacy, there are thousands of stores nationwide. They own Aetna, and they own Caremark. Caremark is a PBM, and so is Aetna. PBM is a pharmaceutical benefits manager that was put into place to keep drug costs low. But what did it do? It drove the cost of drugs up. If you come to a pharmacy like myself and I were to take your insurance, they would pay us for a generic drug like a blood pressure medication that cost me $5. They would pay us maybe $8. They would tack on a 12% fee, so I'd have to pay them 12% back for dispensing that medication. But if that same patient were to go to a CVS, they would dispense them up to 3 to 5 times more, not charging them the fee. So you can see why drugs have gone up in price over the years. And insurance companies are one of the biggest problems that people don't want to talk about because obviously they're lobbyists and they own a lot of politicians. So people are scared to talk about them. But, we're not scared. We're not contracted with any insurance carrier. We don't take insurance. And the reason for that is pricing transparency and medical freedom. We want you to be able to choose the medication that you feel is best for you and not the insurance. So
that's it. And that's something I so believe in, everybody. We just went, I've seen this even over the past 3 weeks. I had a loved one that I went to a Walgreens and there was the insurance price on this thing was outrageous. It was like, let's say $1,700. And then even the copay was like $600. Then the guy gave this form and he said, well, if you go sign up with this big pharma, if you sign up with it, now you're going to get another $300 off, but now they got your name. I mean, it was just a whole thing. I'm out in the car going, what, this is just a big scam to get you tied into them, these big insurance companies and these, and big pharma. And one of the things too, I have a friend of mine that just got diagnosed with a very serious, and I told him, I said, you need to go outside your insurance company and see what's out there. And, because insurance company, you're in a box. You really are put in a box. They're going to pay this much, but also they're not going to pay for this drug or this drug because they have and especially when they're in collusion, when they're their own pharmacy. What do you think they're going to sell you? Oh, we cover this, but we don't cover this. And this works with doctors, it works with everything. It's disgusting. I think what you're doing is so good for the country and for people in general to help with all this. I know the media has spent years calling ivermectin misinformation just because it's being used off-label. I think with ivermectin in particular, it has so many traits that are so good. And boy, you just look at the attack Big Pharma did on that drug alone, and now it's all coming out, and people are going, think of the lives that could have saved, the things that could have been, and Glenn, on that drug alone. And by the way, on your pharmacy, do you have all different things? I know I kind of focus on the ivermectin because it's like there's so many things. I know people that have taken it for other things too, not just for when they had COVID. But can you say a little bit of is your pharmacy, you have all different things, or is it a limited thing that you choose to do that wasn't usually available out there?
Yeah. I just want to circle back on one point. You talked about going to the pharmacy and with your insurance, and the drug costs $1,600. Your copay or your deductible $600, and then you have to sign up for a manufacturer's coupon to get a check in the mail 4 weeks later for a couple $100. Do you know that there's a law called a no gag clause that when you walk into a pharmacy and you tell them you have insurance, you legally have to go through your insurance? That pharmacy could have a cash pay for $1,200 where you could save $400 out of your own pocket by paying for the drug cash, and they cannot sell you that drug cash the minute you tell them you have insurance. So the insurance is owning the game just based on these no gag clauses where the pharmacist cannot say, well, we also have a cash price that's a couple $100 cheaper if you just pay us with a credit card right now and we dispense the drug.
Right.
You can't do that. So it's a sad thing to watch. But RFK Jr., he's fighting that right now with the prior auths. That's one thing that they're trying to get rid of. But circling back to the pharmacy, we carry over 300 drugs. We're constantly adding new medications. So the new ones, the major ones that we love, ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, antibiotics, mebendazole. We have methylene blue, which is the RFK Jr. drug again too as well. I take methylene blue, and I also take another one called NAD plus. I think NAD plus is the future with methylene blue. This is for cellular support, stabilized energy throughout the course of the day, mind focus. There are so many Americans out there that are just drinking coffee all day long, and at the end of the day, the fatigue kicks in, the acid reflux kicks in, all the other problems with drinking too much caffeine kicks in. NAD plus is one of the newest drugs on the market, supplements, I should say, because it's naturally occurring in your body. It's huge. We love the combination of NAD plus and methylene blue, especially for those hardworking Americans who need their mind, who need their focus through the day. They also need energy. We work 40, 50 hours a week. We don't take off. We don't live on state income. We don't live on welfare. We don't do any of that. We want to work every day. These medications are there to support you. Outside of those drugs, we do have everything else. We have your blood pressure, your maintenance meds. A lot of our drugs are very cheap. You can come and get a 90-day supply of your blood pressure medication for $25. And then if you use one of the coupons, 10 to 20% off, it's only $20. You can't even get that through insurance for that cheap. So, we offer these services for a reason. Everybody should have a little extra medication in their cabinet in case something were to happen. So much going on with wars, so much going on with politics. Everybody's fighting over everything. The traditional American needs to have medication in their cabinet for a peace of mind, to make sure that they're ready for when something happens.
Right, and proactive medication. You guys, I was taking that methylene blue since you sent it to me. Now, what was the other one that I should add to that?
NAD plus. Nobody knows about it.
Right. And I'm telling you guys, by the way, everybody, go right now to allfamilypharmacy.com/Lindell. I'm telling you, another good thing I want to say about your company, this was so easy. I got the order, it came to me, and it's so self-explanatory. You had a nice thing written there. Here, do take this, and it wasn't like you had to grab glass and go, get on the bottle and you're all, flustered of what I should take. I really like the way you guys lay it all out, and it's beautiful. And you go, okay, I'll take this, and this, and I really believe there's not too many right out of the gate that I believe in the companies and the products, but you guys are it. I'm telling you, I'm very excited. I'm going to be taking that NAD plus with those things. You get more clarity. That's what I'm getting, right? It's kind of it helps brain clarity, correct?
Yeah, cognitive effects. And it's also got neuroprotective properties. So it's going to protect the cells in your brain. It just keeps them going. It doesn't allow them to die off. That's where people end up getting Alzheimer's. They end up getting some of these major neurological problems, dementia, obviously, number one. Methylene blue, NAD plus are always going to be around. It's for cellular support. And again, one of the things we talk about with cancer is cancer cells kill healthy cells. How do you keep cells alive? Methylene blue could be a great supportive system where you're keeping your cells alive. It's allowing that ATP energy to run through those cells, mitochondrial support. These are big, groundbreaking medications that could be the future, and there are more to come. We're already seeing it in the pipeline. You can go to the FDA trials. You can take a look at all the manufacturers. But methylene blue and NAD plus, those are two very, very popular medications we've recently added over the course of the last few months. My staff loves them. Our patients are calling now and they're refilling them, and they're truly, truly enjoying them. Again, methylene blue you can get over the counter. It comes in a liquid. It could stain your kitchen. It could stain the cups you use. It could stain your teeth. We do it in a capsule. Nice little capsule. You pop it first thing in the morning. It might take 15 minutes longer to kick in or 30 minutes longer to kick in, but there's no mess.
No, absolutely. And I can attest to that, everybody, because I know someone that was taking the liquid form, and you go, what happened to you? But these capsules are awesome. You guys, I can't say enough about this company and these products. It solves so many things. You can get the things you need to be proactive. You get the things, that you need to avoid the insurance companies and avoid big pharma that tells you you got to take this. We're only offering you this, and these guys are great. I've done my due diligence, family owned and operated. I think you all need to go to allfamilypharmacy.com/Lindell. You guys get on board with this. I am. I believe in it, and you're going to hear a lot more of this because, Michael, I'm here to stay. So you guys here at Lindell TV, I'm very careful who I pick for sponsors. I used to just have my pillow, getting great sleep, but I'll tell you what, you guys, we now we have place we can be proactive in our health and in our thinking. We all got to get great sleep, and we've got to stay healthy. And this is the answer I've been looking for Michael. So I want to thank you for even though I know you had a lot of pushbacks and a lot of over the last 5 years where you've had different setbacks, but you guys kept it going, and you were one of the most needed thing to fight. I went up against Big Pharma. I know what it's like, and it is horrific. I'm still fighting Big Pharma for going back 5 years right now, and a couple other things. But so you guys have stayed the course to help people, and God bless you, and we're going to get you back on soon. Do they guide us through when they go to allfamilypharmacy.com/Lindell? What are they going to find there? Or what can they, is there I'm the customer right now and I call it, what are they going to get? Or what are they going to get? Your website, and they'll guide it through and.
Yeah, so we have a couple different options. Option A would be you can order on the website. Option B, you can call us. We have licensed technicians answering the phones. These are pharmacy techs. They're licensed. They know what they're doing. They're backed behind our pharmacists when it comes to information. So you have the full ability to talk to our pharmacists when you purchase medications from us. But when you get to the website, we have two different areas. We have the ivermectin page only, where there are people that are just looking specific for ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, any type of COVID flu support. We have Tamiflu on there. We have antibiotics. We have rescue inhalers. We have steroids. We have steroid packs. We have tons of meds. So you can just scroll through to see what you need, based on your lifestyle, how you live. I like to play a little bit of sports now, even though I'm a little bit older. I have a Medrol dose pack in my cabinet. If I roll my ankle playing basketball, I've got a 5-6 day course or 7 day course, and the inflammation's gone within a week or two. Instead of having to go to a podiatrist, takes a week to get an appointment, and then they prescribe it, and then you got to fight in line at CVS, and everybody at CVS, getting their flu test or their COVID test, or they're doing something there because they're sick. There's a reason why they're there. We have it ready to go. So you can just place the order online. You can also do it over the phone with one of our licensed technicians. We put you in touch with the doctor. We give them all the medical information you give us. We ship it FedEx 2-day. Our FedEx is very fast, very reliable. Obviously, when it comes to snowstorms, there's not much we can do, but FedEx is outside of that is very reliable. We offer next day service as well. So we could ship it to you overnight. You get it before 12:30 p.m., especially if you're sick. But we encourage you to order before you get sick. Don't wait till it's too late.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, there you hear it, guys. Go to allfamilypharmacy.com/Lindell, and you're going to hear a lot more from Mike and Michael here. Mike and Mike. Michael,
perfect.
God
Thank
bless
you.
It's been an honor meeting you, and I can't thank you enough for helping me out and getting through that trial in Colorado. I couldn't have done it with all the stuff you sent me. It was like perfect timing, and I just had a relative too that needed a lot of the stuff. We've almost went through all that package that I got my order, so I'll be ordering more today, and all of you out there should too. We've got to push back on Big Pharma. We're not going to let the insurance companies and Big Pharma tell us what's good for us anymore. We make our own choices, and now we have an option, and this option is awesome. Thank you, Michael, and God bless, and we'll have you on very soon.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. You have a wonderful day.
Let's face it, you can't trust Big Pharma. They've already tried to block ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, and raise prices on everything from antibiotics to your daily meds. Well, there's good news. All Family Pharmacy is standing up for medical freedom and helping people get the treatments they actually want. My family and I use them all the time. They made it easy and affordable without the runaround. While other pharmacies are jacking up prices, they've actually dropped theirs. Ivermectin now starts at just $2 a capsule. Use my promo code Lindale10, you get an extra 10% off of that. You need ivermectin, antibiotics, or methylene blue, you name it, they've got it. They make it simple. You fill out a short online form, a licensed doctor reviews it, and your meds ship fast right to your front door. If you want to be prepared and have your medication